That's right, you are listening to Punk and Metal Night here at SYN. I'm Cassie, and as I promised earlier, I am joined by local metal band ZEN. How are you guys doing tonight?
Yeah, we're good.
Fine, thanks.
Thanks, Cassie.
That is good. Now I am joined by the lovely Scott, Serena and Nick. Thanks so much for joining us so late as well. And just before your EP launch, I understand you guys must be pretty busy.
Yeah, there's a lot going on at the moment. Last minute organisation, that sort of thing.
Yep.
Yeah, just getting everyone excited about it, sending out stuff on the Facebook and emails and all that sort of stuff. Yeah.
Awesome, getting all the tribes in.
Exactly.
Now, off air as well, I did discover, Scott, I was just looking at the artwork for the EP, which is pretty cool, and the colours are amazing. It kind of got me, the colour of the disc. Now, I understand that you did the design for it. So are you guys pretty DIY when it comes to the production of everything?
I think you've got to be pretty DIY these days. As in, seriously, no one's going to do it for you, or if they are, they're going to charge you for it. Mm-hmm. And with the modern tools we've got, like, your Photoshop, wherever you might get that from, Photoshop and the audio software, which you can actually get, on Macs and whatnot, there's a lot you can do by yourself.
Yeah,
so
we do a lot of our own flyers, and we design the CD artwork ourselves, and we've also just done a film clip ourselves as well. The only thing we get done properly is the actual recording. Went to Penny Drop down in Cheltenham, and it was good down there. Good.
How was that experience? I was going to skip to that, but let's just go there right now.
Okay. Yeah.
How was it recording the EP? Because you guys are on the brink of releasing it. So how was that whole recording experience for you guys?
That was very good. We've been down and seen Warren before. He did our 2009 EP, and so he sort of knew what to expect from us, that sort of alternative, a bit eclectic sort of sound. So he had a good idea of what we were trying to get across, and he worked really well. Spent a couple of days drum tracking and then getting all the guitars and that down, and a few more days vocals and that. So he worked the levels, put a lot of work into it. Yeah.
Because the lineup has changed from the 2009. So you first you did your self-titled EP, and you've had a bit of a lineup change and also a slight change in the sound. So how did he kind of notice the change in you guys, and how did you notice the change in recording with the lineup?
Wow. Okay. Warren put a lot more effort into this time. We didn't notice the first time, but we were still learning at that stage, and he kind of, certain songs we didn't even. He did. It's like, you know what, the time signatures are just too stuffed up. You're going to have to. We're just going to have to record it along.
It's kind of like live recording one of the tracks last time. I didn't even do clicks or nothing. So
yeah.
He kind of knew our limitations the first time round,
Whereas this time, for instance, we went in there with pre-prepared click tracks with all of the time signature variations. I think you spend about the same time in there doing the drums, I think, but it's a lot more technical.
Getting all the levels and that, had distance mics and all of that. There's a lot more stuff on my kit this time.
And I guess that comes down to experience as well. The first time you guys are just stoked to be in a studio.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
So, and how has the songwriting process changed with the new lineup? Because from what I've read, you guys seem pretty stoked with everything, and it sounds really slick. So how does it kind of improved in your eyes?
The process itself is still largely the same. Nick wrote a lot of the original material, he'll come up with a riff and some lyrics, and then he'll bring that to the band, and we sort of, I don't know whether you say jam it out, or we'll write some drums to it, and it sort of builds. We get the foundations from Nick originally. These days we've got Nathan and Cameron, the two new guys. Cameron's a vocalist, Nate's a guitarist. Nath has brought in a few songs himself. Same deal, he'll write a guitar riff, and Cameron has actually done one or two songs working lyrically with that, and then again we build from there, put some drums and bass behind it.
Do have to cut in there. Those two are, like Nath himself, very talented guitarist. He grew up playing in cover bands, but decided he liked black metal more. So it's got this bizarre plethora of let's pull out some.
He was playing Chuck Berry at the end of
Chuck
last
Berry.
month, so.
And but then pulls out some black metal riffs, and
that's a strange transition, because usually it's the original artist, and then things get a bit easier when you're in covers, and you get more and more cover gigs, and then you end up being in a cover band. So that's quite an interesting transition that he's made. It's good for
he
you
probably
guys.
enjoys writing the songs more, so yeah, the stuff he brings in is quite good, yeah.
Absolutely. Look, we've talked a bit about the sound, so I think we should give our listeners a bit of a listen now. How about we kick it off with the first track? What do you guys think?
Track 1.
Cool.
It's a great way
Awesome.
to break
Now,
in.
it's titled Love Song.
Yeah.
Tell us about it.
It's a beautiful thing. It's nothing to do with that. It's kind of got to do with the whole retardation of people and just how stupid stuff can get with the whole kind of monkey. Yeah, I'm gonna stop talking now. Play it.
Cut him off, play the song.
Yeah.
Let's cut him off. Let's just let the music speak for itself, hey guys. So make sure that you are still listening after this as well, because Zen will be sticking around to have a bit of a chat. You are listening to SYN with Cassie.
Try not to choke your flat top of we love you.
And just there's a little bit of romance for your Thursday night. You're listening to Love Song Dedications. No, I'm joking. That was called Love Song, though, by Zen. And I'm still joined by them all in the studio. You guys still with me?
Yeah.
We sure are.
Awesome. Now, I just want to hear about you guys, I guess, more as musicians. Metal is the kind of music that I guess is a bit of a journey to get into as a listener, as a young kid. It's not like your mum or dad are like listening to Anthrax and you end up listening to it as well. So I want to know for each of you, how did you get into the heavy side of music?
Slippery Slope from Metallica. Which, all just snare, kick snare, rock thing. But
Yeah, Lars Ulrich, he's great, man.
Yeah.
I love that sarcasm because I almost had to turn the mics off. I think we're all on the same page with Metallica.
Yeah.
Yep. Awesome.
They had to happen.
Yeah, exactly. How about you guys?
For me, it was Slipknot in early 2000, because their first album was late 99.
Yeah.
A friend showed me when I think I was 14 at the time, and first song I heard was Wait and Bleed, so from there it was just onwards and forwards. Yeah.
Awesome. And how about you, Serena?
Mine was probably an elimination process from not liking popular music, and then I started playing bass when I was about 14 and just sort of learnt from there what I did and didn't like, and slowly transitioned into metal.
Awesome. It is a funny process. Like, it's one of those things, like, who was the first person that introduced you? Like, who introduced you to Slipknot?
It was Donald Frost.
Thank you, old mate Frosty. And what's he doing right now?
I think he's some sort of car mechanic. I'm not sure exactly. But he left the metal sort of... A lot of my friends liked it early on, but when they got to sort of 16, 17, they kind of went into a bit of a rap phase. So there was that progression with a few of my friends, but I sort of stayed true.
Maybe that was with that Public Enemy Anthrax collaboration that happened. Maybe all the metal fans ended up being exposed to hip-hop and vice versa. I don't know. And with the scene at the moment, I mean, heavy music's kind of become quite popular. And it's somewhat weird, but also cool. So what are your guys' opinions on all these genres that have kind of been influenced and evolved from the metal scene?
Oh, God.
Hey, you've got all night. You can get on straight, Nick.
Genres is just one of those things. I think it comes down to who's listening to it as to what you want to box stuff in as. But you're right, there are a lot of the sort of what you would call like metalcore these days, like your Parkway Drives and Funeral for a Friend and all that, Devil Wears Prada, those sort of bands.
Whatever you do, don't say new metal.
No, well, new metal kind of was a bit before that.
We're not allowed to say that on the air, that's a naughty word.
It is.
I know it is. It's not nice.
New metal sort of pushed that sort of, between hardcore and new metal, and then we've got that sort of blend now.
Yeah, you've got that kind of hard rock, metal, new metal. You guys are quite hard to pigeonhole as well, I find.
Yeah.
Try.
Yeah, as we've got, each band member has varied influences. I mean, our best comparison is probably System of a Down, sort of,
that vocal
maybe a bit. American Head Charge, we've got a lot of samples and that coming in with his Death Console thing, so... yeah, that sort of alternative, I don't know, you can call it metal, hard rock, whatever you want, but yeah, we're sort of dancing around the softer edge of the...
Yeah, just avoid it and call it metal, maybe Oh, I hate the word alternative.
Yeah, it's too
Indie.
broad. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Now, you guys, I guess it's good because you do get to play with a variety of bands. If you're not pigeonholed in one genre, you can kind of swing both ways, so to speak. Now, as you mentioned before, Scott, Nick, you've got this invention. Death console.
Yeah.
I want to know all about it. I was reading about it on the internet, and I need to know more.
Okay. Well, I failed at this last night on another program. It's an interface for a whole bunch of instruments. Most visually importantly, it's connected to a whole bunch of lights, which run from... I've got triggers on Scott's drums, which go into my console. I've got pre-programmed light shows, which I then trigger according to where we are in each section of the band, each tune. And the triggers provide the appropriate strobes at the appropriate moments. Now, that's one side. The other side is the samples and whatnot. It's an interface for a guitar, a MIDI guitar, 2 keyboards and a trumpet. So, yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
The SB's not going to know what hit it on Saturday.
Wow. What's more metal than brass? Someone's going to hit me up.
Brass.
But does that go to every gig? Is that's
Yeah,
another
it's-
member of the band now?
To be honest, we've got a good quick changeover, but we had to fight for that.
Yeah,
As in,
we've
it's
done
a lot of
practice gigs to get
Yeah.
him up and running with this thing. It's a
Yeah.
lot of items to set up.
Absolutely. Now, did you just invent this in your house? Did you create this in your garage?
a guy named Jason Hearn. We were rehearsing in the garage, lost Dimebag Denny, as we like to call him.
Really
And
goes back to Fairfield.
goes back to Fairfield, and this guy Jason Hearn, who's actually very well known, I think, in electronic circles, is like, you should dump the amp and whatnot, get yourself a computer and run everything through Ableton. And I ignored him for a while, and then I was like, you know what, we're starting afresh on this. I'll do it, whatever. And so, yes, I've spent a whole bunch of money and done a whole lot of work, and yeah, we're at where we are now.
It's good when it works.
Oh, oh, I don't want to hear those failure stories, but it's gonna work on Saturday.
It's been well and truly put through its things. We've been practicing in a local venue, just doing practice gigs out of ours to get it so that it is a reliable instrument.
Awesome. Well, we look forward to it. Now, you guys have got the EP launch on this Saturday at the SV Hotel, which is over 18s only, just for all you little ones. But you can check out plenty. You guys have got live videos. You've got your awesome film clip as well that you guys have been working on.
Yeah.
So how about I play another track, and then we'll just have a little bit of a send-off with you guys. We'll just say our ta-tas. So what have we got coming up next off the EP?
So, track 2, yeah?
Yep.
Awesome, okay.
So we can do the track 2, track 3 straight away.
Sounds good, yeah.
That was the off-air request, so let's do it.
Sounds good.
Awesome. So do you want to give the listeners a bit of a background about these tracks before we hear them?
All right, you got a 13th century hymn flowing into a psalm, which is some kind of emo psalm about godlessness, etc. It's good fun.
Excellent. Let's hear it, guys. You are listening to SYN, and this is ZEN, local metal band from Melbourne.
Dies irae, dies